Last weekend, you got to call Shedeur Sanders' first NFL start. Did he do enough to warrant starting against the Niners this weekend?
No question. I was impressed, Dan. I thought overall it was a very favorable evaluation. He didn't light the world on fire. They didn't need him to. He did have a tremendous throw on the run to Isaiah Bond. I just can't picture Dylan Gabriel making that play. But you know what it was, Dan? Maybe this is me as the former offensive lineman. It was the eye test. You know, he wasn't drifting out of the back of the pocket. He was stepping up as they encouraged him to do. He was getting rid of the ball pretty quickly. He was poised. He was composed. Now, I don't know why the Raiders didn't blitz him more than they did, but he only took one sack. He got fooled on an interception. That'll happen. I think he thought the guy was buzzing to the flat. They kind of tricked him on that one. But I would say the biggest thing for me was from that second half against the Ravens to this game against the Raiders, there was clear strides. I mean, he made significant improvement in getting rid of the ball and not taking sacks and not drifting back in the pocket. I like everybody else, especially Browns fans, I want to see more. I want to see how much he improves from start one to start two.
But you know this feeling as well as anybody. When you go to the line of scrimmage, you're an offensive lineman. The difference between, I have no idea, to, this guy's got a little bit of confidence there, or he can throw the ball downfield. It just felt like he gave his team a lift because they knew that Dylan Gabriel's not making those 20-yard throws. And Shedeur is not afraid. He's got a better arm. And it just feels like they're a little more threatening. Now, I know when they got down to the goal line, they got into the red zone, they weren't, it wasn't Shedeur. They were a running football team, which is what it feels like Kevin Stefanski still wants to be.
Yeah, they went to the Wildcat, which, by the way, I feel like, and I said this during the broadcast, that's so demoralizing for the Raiders. When the other team says, we're going to tell you right now, there's no chance we're throwing the ball. Zero chance. And they still run it right down your throat. That's a little embarrassing, if you ask me. But you're right about Shedeur driving. I'll say this. That was the best the offensive lines played all year, I thought. And it's almost like talking with Joel Bitonio the day before the game. They knew that they needed to, rise their level of play to help Shedeur, to give him a chance. But did you see Myles Garrett's face when Shedeur threw that bomb to Bond, as, by the way, he was getting smashed by Max Crosby? He did enough, and it's almost like his reputation precedes him. They know he had a lot of flashy plays in college, that he did engender and foster, I think, some belief amongst the players, which really goes a long way. Now, that can go out of the window quick, too, but I think, if you think that your quarterback gives you a legit chance and you feel good about your quarterback, it makes a big difference. I've been on both sides of that.